In this video, what you're going to see is me testing multiple expanding bullets against 10 water jugs. You're going to see me test rounds like 300 Winchester Magnum, 30-06, 6.8 Western, 6.5 Creedmoor, 45-70, and 454 Casull, just to name a few things. In this video, I'm going to be looking for what's going to penetrate the deepest, with commentary on how much the jugs blow apart, although that's a side note. But what we're doing here is some fun tests with penetration. I hope you enjoy. There will be more tests coming forward in the future. Please remember, this content is not meant to be an exact science that's, perfectly representative of every factor that goes into making a bullet effective for hunting. So please remember that this is for fun and entertainment and some degree of educational purposes. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you again next time. Please feel free to check out my online store. Link is in the description, and check out the knives I make on my other videos and in my store. Thank you so much.
All right, so we did the log test, and the only things that made it through the log so far have been hard cast bullets, with the exception of a Hornady DGX in 45-70. That was an expanding bullet that did make it through the log and through a jug. The farthest we've seen anything go so far that we've been able to measure. But some people might feel like that's not a very fair test, because bullets like the 300 Win Mag expand, and the 30-06, they really need to expand in order to maintain lethality, where a 45 caliber bullet, it's less true of, because it's almost a half-inch wide when it goes through things, so it just makes a wider wound path by the size of the bullet. And while bullets like the 30 caliber bullet that expands will go wider most of the time than a half-inch, there really is kind of an exponential growth rate of needed expansion for lethality. If any of that makes any sense, maybe I'll try to explain what I mean by that in another video. But we're going to go ahead and use these these expanding bullets on water jugs and compare some of the cartridges I've already fired into the log and see how they do when it comes to a watery penetration test.
First up, 180 grain Remington Core-Lokt 300 Win Mag.
We made it through there was 10 jugs to begin with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it looks like we only made it through 3 jugs, and there's the bullet in the third. So I think the reason why it was only 3 jugs is probably because the velocity is just so high this close that the bullet just expands incredibly rapidly and comes to a halting stop, dumping all that energy over a very, very short distance. Because holy cow, the water splash from that was crazy, and I managed to leave my phone right in the middle of the path. But that is interesting. So that is what the 300 Win Mag with 180 grain will do on water penetration up close. Now for the Hornady ELD-X. So on that one, we got, let's see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 untouched jugs. And what we had happen here is it looks like the bullet began to deviate, and this is the 4th jug. It went in, then it exited right there. So it went in here, then it exited here. It scuffed the label just a little bit on the 5th. So would it have actually gone through more jugs? It's a good question, and I don't have another one of those bullets. This is one of the topics to discuss with any type of bullet use, is straight line penetration. So we have definitely through 4 jugs. Maybe it could have been 5. Maybe it could have been 6. But That's just super interesting to see how that went. I'm gonna have to do some more bullets, and if I can get my hands on another one of those Hornady ELDs, I might go ahead and try this one more time. All right, gonna use a 180 grain 30-06 Remington Core-Lokt. This is going about the same speed that the 300 Win Mag would be going at, about, I think, 100 or 200 yards. All right, so here's the aftermath. See here, we had 10 jugs up.
6 jugs are untouched, and the bullet is in the 4th.
We have the bullet. That's the Remington Core-Lokt, 180 grains, similar and probably comparable to what the 300 Win Mag would be doing, 100 to 200 yards, hypothetically. Okay, now we're going to use the Hornady 325 grain bullet. All right, here's a look at the aftermath. Okay, so there's 10 jugs to begin with, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 untouched. But let's see here. So it looks like we did get some deviation on that 4570. Let's see here. So it went through jug number 6 and exited and went off somewhere. But so 6 jugs before the bullet deviated far enough off that it disappeared. So 6 jugs for the Hornady FTX 325. And we're going to try to retrieve this. Wish we'd have caught that bullet, but that's what happens. All right, next up, the 405 grain soft point from Buffalo Bore. Okay, I think that's the absolute most disruption we've had. That blew a jug higher than the top of the hill up there. And it was, it really launched it. That 405 grain soft point, it did not go very deep. It looks like, how many jugs we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's in the 4th jug. And it looks like we caught the whole thing, just about. But you see how it separated those boards? Holy cow. That was interesting. Let's take a look at this bullet here. So it made it in to the 4th jug. And that's the expansion. Final hoorah, because I'm running out of jugs. Gonna take that, and if there's enough jugs I will do one more after this, but I'm gonna stick the 405 Buffalo Bore in the 34-inch barreled sharps and see if we get more action than the other times with the Marlin, because this will speed this bullet up quite a bit in this longer barrel. So let's find out. Right, so let's take a look at the damage. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jugs that are untouched, so we got the same penetration, I think. Okay, so here's the faster one. These guys, the base of the bullet isn't sunk in as deep as it is with the sharps. There, it's shoved way more through, so more of that bullet. Now it isn't much wider. It's about the same width in terms of how wide it got, but more of that bullet's butt got pushed through its face. All right. And for the last bullet, the Dangerous Game Hornady bullet. This thing is doing about 2,000 feet per second out of this rifle. At least last time I chronographed it. So Let's see how hard this thing will get the job done. I only have 8 jugs up there, but I would rather have 10, but we'll see what happens. Right, so catch the bullet, but it made it through 6 of 8. It looks like it began to deviate, but yeah, I might have to try this one again later on. We have for the 6.5 an Ammo Incorporated, how much is this? A 140 grain. 140 grain. And then for the 6.8 Western, we've got a 175 grain bullet. It's a Browning ammunition. Ballistic tip cartridge. Give you an idea of the case capacity difference. Now let's see how these guys do. So this one is actually the 6.5 Creedmoor. We had a downward deviation, so I'm going to try it one more time to see if we can catch it. Camera is a little sensitive today with how quick it killed itself. So I had 7 jugs up here, and that's the bullet in jug number 4. And there's the bullet. So it came apart pretty well. Interesting expansion going out like that. 6.8 Western, 10 jugs. That is a really nice rifle. Basically no recoil in the 6.8 Western. So the 6.8 Western got through, let's see here, so there was 10 jugs, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4th jug again. And let's take a look at that bullet. All right, so there we have the 6.8 Western, very uniform expansion. And there we have the 6.5 Creedmoor. All right, got the 45-70 out again today. I've slimmed up the forearm on it, and it's shaved a bit of weight off this rifle. It feels pretty good. All right, here I've got a Buffalo Bore 350 grain jacketed flat nose. Haven't done it on a water jug. I thought I was out of these, but I did find one, so I'm gonna see if we can catch it in a water jug. All right, so let's get over here and do a count. Well, we know we caught the bullet right there. And there are, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 jugs, and we did catch it. All right, so there's the bullet. So it looks like some pretty good expansion. And 5 jugs. Well, I got 3 454 Casuls here. I've got one with a 7.5 inch barrel, one with a 20 inch barrel, and then one with a 2.5 inch barrel. There's the 7.5 inch, there's the 2.5 inch, and the 20 inch. 300 grain Hornady XTP. Here are the results, and this is jug number 6, and you can see the bullet in there. So that's the bullet out of the 2.5 inch. 7.5 inch. We had 10 jugs up, 1, 2, 3. So the bullet made it into the 7th. And there it is. So that's what that bullet looks like. 7th jug, 20-inch barrel. Now, on this one, the bullet stopped in, let's see, we had 10 jugs. We got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it stopped in this 4th. And the bullet's in there. Now, let's take a look at it. All right, so that's the bullet from the 20-inch barrel on those water jugs. So this thing, it expanded so hard and so fast that it threw off some pieces of itself. And we're gonna look at the 3 bullets side by side.
Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you again next time. Please feel free to check out my online store. Link is in the description, and check out the knives I make on my other videos and in my store. Thank you so much.